we are here to talk about Raw. And just to give you an idea of what we'll be talking about here during this episode, we have the latest on the Women's World Championship and our reaction to that match at Clash in Paris. That's no longer happening. Mm-hmm. We did get an announcement of a women's matchup in Paris, and that is Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella is added. So we're going to discuss that. And in those closing minutes of Raw, did Seth Rollins give away his strategy for the Fatal 4-Way in Paris?
Maybe.
We will discuss. And, oh, by the way, we will do some rapid fire at the end and some other reactions to some other things that happened. But first off, Nika, Stephanie Vaquer had an interview backstage with Adam Pearce, and he broke the news to her that she is not going to be wrestling for the Women's World Championship in Paris. Your thoughts?
Is she even going to be there? That's the question. If she's not going to wrestle, I don't think she's going to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he said, I think she'll be on Raw the following night. Because,
okay.
I mean, or you could say the following afternoon here, because Clash in Paris is on at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and Raw the next night is in the same place. And so it's going to be at the same exact time, and it's going to be live on Netflix like it was this past week.
I see.
So I do believe Adam Pearce said that there's going to be a figuring out of how to handle the Naomi situation, and that they will figure it out by next week. So I think there's going to be some kind of announcement on Raw next week of who Stephanie's gonna fight for this title, and I guess how that is gonna be determined. I guess
if you recall from our previous recording, that was our main concern, that there's not enough time to figure out how to go about the opponents.
Yeah,
how to select the players to go out and have a challenge for or compete against Stephanie.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like we were saying that the Queen of the Ring tournament had just happened. The Money in the Bank tournament had just happened. Yeah. And so it was not a lot of options when it comes to, like, do we do another quick tournament, or how do you determine this? And I do feel like ultimately what we said last time is going to happen. But I just think, much like some of our other predictions, we're just a little bit too soon. We're ahead of WWE sometimes, you and I. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss comes to mind.
Yeah,
we said they're going to win the women's world titles, but then we didn't have the foresight to know that, like, oh, they're going to wrestle again at SummerSlam and do it then.
We didn't know.
So much like that, I do feel like they're going to do a bait and switch, if you will, because this match is not happening now in Paris. They're going to punt it to WrestlePalooza, the ESPN event, the inaugural ESPN event for the new streaming partnership that's going to happen. So they're going to try and draw as many people into subscribing to that as possible, and they're going to move this matchup due to circumstances beyond their control, obviously, with Naomi. They're going to move this matchup that was announced months ago to WrestlePalooza.
Of course, and that way they give themselves enough time to promote, to market this fight. You have all that set up for marketing purposes.
Right. And then in the meantime, you put Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella on the Paris ticket as a replacement.
Yeah, basically.
We'll talk about that in a second. But that's how this has gone down now. And I guess my initial reactions are, I think it's a little bit lazy on WWE's part to not have rectified this for the Paris audience in a way, because this matchup was announced for Paris.
It was sold as such.
Stephanie won that opportunity for Paris.
And she's ready.
And she was definitely ready.
She's ready. She said, any place, anytime, I'm there.
So I feel bad for the audience to not be able to get to see her wrestle because she's an international star. And I know Chile and France are far away from each other. But nevertheless, if you're part of the international superstar status that Stephanie is on her way to becoming, you're known. I mean, you kind of have that in common. You know, you're not from the U.S. where the brand comes from and where the product comes from. And well, it's really sad, I guess, that she's not going to be able to get her international moment here. And I do believe it will be in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
So,
most likely.
who she's going to fight in Indianapolis? Any early predictions on what they're going to do with this opportunity for her?
I think they're gonna put some kind of a tournament together.
You do?
Yeah.
So you think it's going to be a countdown to WrestlePalooza, like to make
maybe
everything more interesting when they get back from England?
Yeah, I don't think they will go with
Or
the
from
three-way.
Europe, I should
say. I don't think they go three-way or four-way fight or leathers and chairs, something acrobatic like that. It's just we had this already.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they need to do something a little bit outside the box, but that's just my thinking. And knowing how WWE operates, I think they will take the easiest way out by just coming up three-way match or fatal four-way match or rumble or something else.
Yeah, I ultimately thought that this would turn into a three-way matchup in Paris, and they would just string that title up on a ladder, or above the ring, I should say, and you have to ascend the ladder to claim the belt, and it was going to be Stephanie and Rhea Ripley, and it was going to be Io Sky, because it was fair to those two to get included since they were the last ones to have, like, I guess, a qualifying opportunity. Io lost.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Naomi successfully defended against both of them. And they were the last two number one contenders, I guess, because Naomi had the title at SummerSlam. Naomi walked out of SummerSlam with the title. So I feel like it's fair to make them the challengers, and I or at least I thought it was. I have no idea now how they're going to go about this. I still think those two are going to be involved somehow, though. It's hard for me not to see it, especially knowing that they're going to Australia and they're going to Japan in October.
Do you think they're going to include anybody else other than those two, Rhea and Io?
I maybe, but I'm just saying, I feel like at least one of those two is going to factor into probably winning this title.
Maybe they can throw in Asuka in there.
I don't know what the plan was before Naomi's pregnancy with regards to the Australian and Japanese tour, because it's been booked. And they probably do some of the writing around this. You know,
they should have had an idea at that time what's going to happen.
100%. All right. Well, I was just curious if you had any ideas on how they might handle this, but I am a little bit at a loss right now because there's no triple threat match at Clash in Paris. I'll just wait and see. You know, like I said, I think Rhea and Io Sky will be involved somehow, but I just don't know in what way right now.
Yeah.
All right. We did get a match announced. It was Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch. They did a promo and they made it official. Becky Lynch makes the funniest, like, I'm shocked faces I think I've seen on the programming. Like, maybe even a bit of an oversell, but it's so funny to me now. I hope she doesn't stop doing it.
Like, she sells it, though.
It's part of her character in a way to be like just so over the top offended. By, like, how could you dare say this about me? Like, that's what she communicates with her face to me. So kudos to Becky Lynch for making those great faces and taking it so seriously. Now, this matchup is a fill-in, right, for the other matchup.
Nikki Bella.
This was not supposed to happen initially before Naomi's got pregnant.
I don't think so.
Or
I mean,
her like before WWE at least found out.
Not in Paris. It was supposed to happen sometime. We just didn't know when.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was supposed to happen on the Raw after in Paris, possibly.
So it got switched.
Because this feud has been brewing for a few weeks. If you remember, we did the whole "You Can't See Me" segment, and Becky Lynch just torched Nikki Bella, and everyone was talking about it. Now that's already a couple weeks old, and we get the matchup finally confirmed that we speculated was going to happen. I will leave the predictions aside. I just wanted to talk about more that this is a fill-in match, right?
Yes, definitely.
Are you excited for it nevertheless at all?
It's fun probably to see Becky fight somebody else.
Yeah. I gotta say that's probably one of the better aspects of this matchup is that it's just at least it's Becky not against Lyra Valkyria
Yes.
or Bailey.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it leaves me a little bit worried, I guess, about the overall status of the Paris ticket because however you want to slice it and dice it, you know, this is the final Peacock event, and then you have everything switching over to WWE, this much more expensive platform, and I just feel like I don't know if they're giving the WWE Europe fans enough in this paid live event or premium live event, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if they're giving them enough. There's now going to be no Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the main title, like not even making an appearance in all of this European tour. You then have no Naomi. She didn't fly over.
Right.
There's no one representing the women's world championship while you're on a world
Tiffy
tour.
Time. Well, Tiffy Time is there.
Tiffy Time has the WWE women's title, but not the world. And I'm talking about like when you're on the spreading the brand globally,
you should have the world.
So on the flip side of that, at least the men's world heavyweight title is on the line. So maybe that's living up to a little bit of the billing. We do have an intercontinental championship match announced.
That's
that's intercontinents and we'll talk about that in 1 second. And then we have Becky now with the women's intercontinental title. So it still sort of fits in. Nevertheless, the big titles, that's 2 that are not on the line, you know, 2 of the 4. And we don't have Tiffy involved in a matchup yet. When it comes to a premium live event, you want titles to be on the line. You want there to be stakes. And right now, out of the 4 major titles, only one of them is on the line in Paris this Sunday, and it's Wednesday.
Yeah, there's not enough time to add another match like this.
Well, there is room for a match still because there's only 5 matches announced, and we know from all of our experience with this that there's usually 6 matches on a premium live event, and so there is a hole somewhere for something to get added, and they generally do save one of these for a last-minute announcement.
So that might happen. We might get a last-minute announcement match.
We might. You know, Tiffy's been getting into it with Jade and Nia Jax, and who was the other one? I guess Becky, but Becky's not going to be involved in any kind of match since she's got this match now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we spent a lot of time on this. I just wanted to voice my concerns about the ticket in Paris. Let's talk about the men's world heavyweight title for a second because Seth Rollins was on Raw. He was looking like a lucky leprechaun, Nika. I know they were in Birmingham, but geez, he must have felt like he missed out on Dublin or something because he was dressed for Dublin.
He's a lucky leprechaun.
Oh, it was hilarious. Now, we had a main event on Raw of LA Knight versus Braun Breaker. So doing the rounds. I don't think we've had this particular one-on-one matchup yet. Am I right?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, Seth, of course, interfered.
Of course.
Now, he didn't get a disqualification. He just came down to ringside and interfered and distracted LA Knight to the point where LA Knight chased him around the ring and chased him right into a spear from Braun Breaker. And things kind of got ugly from there. Then Jey Uso comes out. He gets into it. CM Punk finally comes out.
Course.
He gets into it. The 3 of them get Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker eventually to clear the ring. But that's when things got interesting. That's when we saw the 3 of them sort of start to turn on each other ahead of this matchup. And basically, they all attacked each other. CM Punk tried to land the GTS on LA Knight. LA Knight got out of it, but as he did so, Jey Uso kicked him right in the face. Boom, knocked out cold. Left into a stare down with CM Punk. What does he do? Kicks CM Punk, knocks him out cold. And Seth is watching this the whole time because Braun Breaker wants to get back into it. And he's like, no, look. They're tearing themselves apart. You know, they're doing exactly what we said they would. And so, yeah, is this the plan at Clash in Paris?
Well, it's the plan for now. The plans do change a lot. And We predicted it. It's now. It's always going to be those three against the other three. Seth and his
because he's got
posse.
muscle, and
Exactly.
now we know Bronson Reed has a matchup with Roman Reigns. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. So he's got to have his own problems, I guess, in Paris to resolve. But assuming they do get resolved, and Bronson Reed isn't like knocked out on his way to the hospital or anything, like he theoretically should be available to come and help out at ringside. And the fact that this is a fatal 4-way match, no disqualifications, anything kind of goes on the outside, and it's going to get ugly.
It's going to get interesting.
For sure. So my question, I guess, or what I'm wondering is how much there's going to be this 3-on-3 breakdown versus like more of those three going at it, because now CM Punk and LA Knight are all got to be distrustful of each other at this point.
Oh,
at least as far as how the storyline's going, because
definitely
CM Punk put up LA Knight in that GTS. He didn't land it, but he still tried to put it on him. And so LA Knight's got to be pretty ticked off about that. And then he gets kicked by Jey Uso. Jey Uso kicks him. So there's
It's
no
already-
love there between these three right now. And so that'll just create a more interesting dynamic at ringside. And this is why I do feel like this is going to be Seth's strategy, at least, is to let them destroy each other and then let him and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed focus in on whoever's left.
Yes, that's the strategy. I mean, it makes sense
Yeah.
just to go about this way. And don't forget the Oracle, who's going to be around too. Not disrupting so much.
He doesn't really get involved too much
I
in
know,
the
but
match,
he's
but he
present.
could disrupt the refs or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Anyways, all right, let's get to the Oracle. You brought him up.
Oh.
Some quick takeaways from Raw before we get out of here. Roman Reigns led off the show, got a huge ovation from the Birmingham, UK crowd. But he was so rudely interrupted by the Wise Man,
Yep.
Nika. And the Wise Man was joined by Bronson Reed, who he has quite a British accent.
We noticed.
Yeah, I guess we didn't hear him talk a lot. I think I knew this somehow, but kind of slipped my mind since he's always just the muscle and not the voice. But it was fun to hear him on the mic, hear him speaking a little hometown language, if you
Yes.
will. And then I noticed his shirt. His shirt is hilarious, and he's got the shoes still wrapped around the two
pairs.
shoes, 2 pairs of shoes. Air Jordans, different models, early years, like classics.
At least this consistency is correct. He brings the same shoes out.
Oh yeah. Now they have added
The T-shirt?
they've added the shoes onto his T-shirt. The Air Jordan shoes are on Bronson Reed's T-shirt, and they're sort of decorated like they would be hanging around your neck if you're wearing a shirt.
It's awesome.
It's hilarious, but this got me thinking. I have to ask, we've seen the movie Air.
Yeah.
We know that the big dramatic conclusive ending of that movie is basically that Michael Jordan's mom negotiated all this royalty money for him. Everything that was ever sold by Nike with the Air Jordan name on it
And logo.
and logo, Michael Jordan gets a cut of it. So I have to ask right now, for everyone that's buying a Bronson Reed Air Jordan's Tribal Thief T-shirt, is Michael Jordan making money?
Yes.
Oh my God, money that he
100%.
doesn't need.
That's all right. His name is on it.
I know, no, it's the best business
is the
deal in
best.
sports history.
Michael
Wow.
Jordan is secretly a fan of WWE. He just cannot come out and say it.
It's one of the best crossovers in this whole time of crossovers in WWE. I think this is hilarious. All right. Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles cannot get enough of each other. We saw them first meet down at ringside, and then backstage, it was made official. AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio rematch on Raw next week. So this is not going to happen at Clash in Paris. This will not be the 6th match on that ticket.
Is that for the belt?
It is for the title. So
Who you have for winning?
I'm not going to do the prediction quite yet.
Boo.
I mean, in my heart, I want Dominic to win. I guess my question is why are we having this match again? And Is Dominic gonna pull off another slippery boot victory?
Yeah, he's gonna battle with one from Brunson.
Is this time his mask gonna come off, or is he gonna have that metal plate under his mask like El Grande and him were kind of sharing tactics when they were teamed up?
What kind of match is it?
Just a standard? I didn't have a stipulation that I'm aware of as far as the announcement. So what do you think? Do you have an early prediction?
I'm sticking with Dom.
I'm sticking with Dom, I guess. I don't want AJ Styles to win the Intercontinental Championship, at least not until San Diego, not until Survivor Series when Dom comes home, quote unquote. Because
what if he loses now and he regains it in San Diego?
I mean, that could be cool if they want to boost AJ Styles' profile, because I think he's one of the recent defectors from a different league. You know, I think he came over from AEW not too terribly long ago. And I think some fans feel like he's underutilized and he could use a title push probably. But yeah, if that does happen, I would hope it's maybe not permanent because of like what I just talked about with Dom being at San Diego and Survivor Series. I just think it would be too good of an opportunity to miss up for WWE and the fans there.
So if
you got to give fan service.
Yeah, but with that reasoning, I would imagine AJ Styles winning the belt in Paris and losing it in San Diego because how the situation is with Dom and everything else that goes with it.
100%.
So if he has a push, then maybe that might happen.
We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. I would be shocked if AJ Styles won, but I wouldn't put it past the brand just for the value of switching the title for a little bit.
Where's Gunther in all of this?
Well, I don't know. He's missing there's so many stars missing, I feel like. Gunther, Cody Rhodes, we'll get into
Cody
all
Rhodes
of it
is
as we
else.
go. We know where he's at, Street Fighter. All right. Rhea Ripley did pin Roxanne Perez in the David versus Goliath matchup of this week's Raw. Do you think it's possible that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky might wrestle Raquel and Roxanne
as a tag team
at Paris? Because, again, we have 5 matches, and 4 of them are men's. And so the ticket feels a little bit unbalanced to me. And this one feels like it's been brewing a little bit. Like Io, again, was there to help rescue Rhea Ripley when the match ended and Raquel and Roxanne tried to
do the shenanigans,
punish Rhea Ripley. So Io Sky comes to the rescue, and Io Sky has her own thing going on with the Kabuki Warriors, and like there's a lot of drama going on with these women, and I'm curious how this is all going to fit together with Naomi's title situation being vacated and Rhea Ripley and obviously Io Sky involved in that plot line.
I don't mind this plot twist, not even a plot, this situation, but as a tag team.
Friends one day, enemies the next kind of thing.
Well,
like with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, like it's
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. Tag team.
Yeah, but they're not going to be a permanent tag team.
No,
here.
this isn't
like
about
Charlotte and Alexa have been kind of made with the titles right now.
Well, is the tag team belt on the line?
No, that's what I mean.
So it's not necessarily a tag team match for a belt. It's just tag team of convenience to get rid of the other two.
Correct. Well, I would put money on this being the final match added to Paris, but I do feel like we are still a match short, so it feels like we do need an extra match to be added to the ticket. And that's why I'm holding off on recording our predictions, because I wanted to see if there was an opportunity for the ticket to get set. That's our take on all of the Raw happenings this week. What did you think of the show in Birmingham? Were you guys happy with the developments? Do you think that there's missed opportunities happening on European tour like we do? And is WWE sort of saving some of these matchups for ESPN instead in light of everything that's happened? So that's what we got. Let us know what you got, and we'll see you next time.